Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us for an overview of the International Center. My name is Samantha Antoine, and I am a program manager at the International Center with the Global Engagement and Education Abroad team. And I'm joined by my colleague, Jake.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jake Kelzer, and I'm a program manager and advisor on the Global Engagement and Education Abroad team of the International Center.
So we're just going to give you a brief overview of the services offered through the International Center, and we'll talk about the different areas that we cover through our office, the demographics of international students at the University of Michigan. We'll talk about student services that are provided through the International Center, some of the signature programs that we offer, education abroad opportunities, and the Peace Corps and Peace Corps Prep opportunities, which are housed in the International Center at U of M as well. So to get started, we are located in the Student Activities Building, which is on Central Campus. We're on the first floor, and you can see in this photo, this is the outside of our office. We are at 515 East Jefferson Street, and we are available by phone. You can stop by during our business hours, 8:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. and 1 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. on weekdays. And we also are accessible through our email address, icenter@umich.edu, or you can find more information about us online. We also are available via social media, so we keep you updated about events and announcements through Instagram, Facebook, and then we also use a blog specifically for our new incoming international students to learn more about different ways to adjust to living in Ann Arbor and at U of M. So the International Center is composed of 5 different areas. And as I mentioned, I'm a part of the Global Engagement and Education Abroad team, as is my colleague Jake. But we also have a team of advisors. They are on the International Student and Scholar Services team, which we call ISSS. And they provide immigration advising to international students and scholars. So if you are an international student or scholar, then you would very likely be interacting with this team. The Global Engagement and Education Abroad team, we do lots of different activities and programming and events, which I'll get into shortly. But this is really the programming wing of the International Center. We also have our information desk team. So if you were to visit or to call or to email the IC, you would interact with our information desk team. They would be the ones to welcome you and direct you to whichever unit would be most appropriate for your question or for your needs. We also have the International Health Insurance team housed in the IC, and any questions you may have related to your health insurance as an international student could be filtered through them as well. And then lastly, we do have faculty and staff immigration services offered through our office. So with that said, more about the Global Engagement and Education Abroad team. So as I said before, we do lots of events, both social and cultural events. These can include everything from an ice cream social as we welcome new international students to the university at the beginning of the fall term, to helping international students learn about different topics or conversations that maybe are more specific to the US. So every month we've got different events that are hosted for both international and US students. We also offer advising for students, both US and international, in education abroad experiences. And these are primarily experiences that are not offered directly through U of M, and we'll get more into that later. We offer the International Career Pathways program, which is another opportunity for students to think about what opportunities are available post-graduation that could be outside of the US. We facilitate the Intercultural Leadership Seminar, which is a 3-part series for students to learn about intercultural communication and different ways that they can engage and be leaders wherever they are, whether it's at the university or in a work environment. And at the conclusion of this seminar, they have the opportunity to receive a certificate. We also offer the International Center Student Council, which is made up of international students who give advice and recommendations for programs, for any updates or changes that we might be able to make. And it's just a way for international students to really have a voice in the way things are organized and administered through U of M and through the IC. So our team also organizes orientation for new international students, scholars, and families. And there are so many different events. We have some workshops that we offer in a virtual format, some are in person. We have social events that we offer so students can get to know each other in person and do tours of campus and different parts of the city of Ann Arbor. But there are many different opportunities to get to know other students, other scholars, and even family members. We update our students and scholars every single week via a newsletter during the academic year. So we include any upcoming events that we're hosting through the IC, as well as pertinent information, whether we have announcements or updates, job opportunities. And then we also like to inform you of maybe other activities that are happening on campus or in the local community. And then finally, our unit also manages the Peace Corps prep program and can advise students about getting connected to the Peace Corps following graduation. So to look at our international student demographics at the University of Michigan, we had a total of 8,812 international students enrolled in the fall of 2023, and that represents 17% of the total university enrollment. So quite a high number of international students at U of M. Most of our international students are graduate or professional students. So you'll see that number there, almost 6,000. We've got 5,963 at the grad and professional level. And then we're just under 3,000 for the undergraduate level. And then you'll also see our top countries and regions represented in that final line there. So if you're interested, then these are the different areas where international students are primarily coming from. However, we have a total of about 125 or so countries represented through our international students at the University of Michigan. And if you're interested, we have a full-length statistical report, which is hyperlinked onto this slide, which you'll be able to access later. So for international students, we do offer immigration advising, as I mentioned, through our advising services. Through mPassport, you are able to have advising and document processing, and then we also offer virtual advising, either by appointment or through drop-in sessions. And the drop-in sessions are offered every single day. So if there is something that you need in a timely manner, then Monday through Friday, you can do the drop-in advising. We also, as I mentioned, have the International Student Health Insurance, which is gives information about the coverage and rates for the health insurance requirement for international students. And if you do have questions about your health insurance plan, or if you want to set up an appointment to discuss this with a representative, then you can contact ihi@umich.edu. And then lastly, we offer the International Student Orientation. As I mentioned, we do so many different events for orientation, but the next one coming up is our pre-departure orientation. It's virtual, which will be hosted on June 27th, 2024 from 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And that's just a way for you to kind of understand what things to do before you leave and then immediately after you arrive to Ann Arbor.
All right, so Sammy gave an overview of what our team, the Global Engagement and Education Abroad team, does within the International Center. So I'm going to dive a little bit deeper and talk about the programs that we offer. All right. So we have a number of signature programs that are worth noting. We currently have 5 monthly events, and they are International Coffee Hour, which is a very social event open to all. Birthday celebration, which celebrates the birthday. Every month we celebrate the birthdays of our international students and scholars. It's especially helpful for those who aren't able to celebrate back home with their friends and families. So we celebrate here. 60 Minutes Around the Globe is an event series where we have someone from our international community present about their home country. And whenever applicable, we'll try and serve food from that country as well. International Student Lunch Conversation is an event in collaboration with Counseling and Psychological Services, or CAPS, and it's specifically for international students and provides a space for international students to chat with each other about what life is like at U of M as an international student, and then also it's an opportunity for them to get learn more and get resources for CAPS. And then our newest monthly event is Soccer with the IC, which is just every month we rent a field, indoors or outdoors, depending on the weather, and yeah, just play a game for a couple hours. Sammy already talked about the Intercultural Leadership Seminar, so I won't go into more detail about that, but that's something that we do offer once every semester. IC Global Wolverines is an event series specifically on the education abroad side of things that our team does. And we offer events such as how to find and fund a non-University of Michigan international internship, how to book international flights on a budget, survival language and culture, which is meant for those who are going abroad to a country where they don't have any prior experience with the host country's language. So different like sessions that will prep you for a summer experience abroad. We also have International Career Pathways, which is an event series that's in collaboration with numerous offices on campus. And all the sessions focus on finding careers abroad. And then lastly, which I'll get into in a little bit, and Sammy already mentioned as well, we do have the Peace Corps office housed within the International Center, as well as the Peace Corps Prep Certificate Program. All right, just a little bit more about education abroad. So study abroad or education abroad is very decentralized at U of M. In fact, there are 19 different study abroad offices on campus. They're each managed by a different school or college on campus. 3 of the most popular ones and the largest are the Center for Global and Intercultural Study, or CGIS, which is the LSA study abroad office, Ross Global Initiatives, which is the Ross Business School's study abroad office, and then International Programs in Engineering, or IPE, which is the College of Engineering's study abroad office. Like I said, there are more: School of Art and Design, School of Kinesiology, etc. They all do have their own education abroad office. If you are interested in studying abroad or pursuing an education abroad experience through the University of Michigan, all of our programs can be found on this website here called mCompass. So that's what we always recommend starting your search with, looking what's available through U of M. Now, why is the International Center talking about education abroad? Because we are not one of those 19 offices I mentioned earlier. So what exactly is the IC's role in education abroad? So first of all, we are like a general resource center that assists with navigating the landscape of education abroad at U of M. We help students just try and figure out what program might be the best fit for them and how they can best go about pursuing that. Our specialties in terms of advising are non-University of Michigan study abroad programs. So this is when students independently apply to study abroad, not through the university. We also advise on international internships, international volunteer opportunities, as well as postgraduate opportunities abroad, especially teaching English abroad after graduation. In addition to that, we do offer some limited funding for education abroad travel, and then we also advise students on different types of funding sources that are available both on campus and externally. We do have an education abroad newsletter that you're more than welcome to click and subscribe to get more information about different events that are happening on campus, externally, funding opportunities, all different types of education abroad opportunities. And we do have a separate email, which is below as well. And lastly, we've alluded to the Peace Corps a couple times, so want to dedicate a little bit of time to dive deeper. So just a fun fact, the idea of the Peace Corps was first announced at the University of Michigan. You can see an image on the right of John F. Kennedy on the steps of the Union. If you go to the Union, there's actually a plaque that says this, but this is where the Peace Corps was first mentioned by anyone. So Michigan and the Peace Corps have quite a long history, so that's pretty cool. Maybe partially because of that, the Peace Corps office at U of M is housed within the International Center, and we have returned Peace Corps volunteers that act as Peace Corps recruiters, what they call themselves, and they do advising and events for U of M students interested in joining the Peace Corps after graduation. And as you can see, they have their own email address. And then there's also the Peace Corps Prep Certificate Program. So this is a program that preps students interested in intercultural service work in the future, like the Peace Corps, but also different opportunities beyond the Peace Corps. So something to consider for as undergrads, that you can participate this and make your applications for future intercultural service work more competitive. All right, and that concludes our presentation. If you do have any questions for us, you can reach us by phone or come to us in person at the Student Activities Building, as well as email the International Center. So thank you very much.